G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we had the Twitch Streamer Bowl qualifiers. We figured out which 20 pros from NA East and NA West are going to be going through to play in next year's LAN event. The first major Fortnite LAN event we've seen in such a long time. But already there's a whole bunch of controversy and drama because a lot of the players who qualified might not be able to play. It turns out that any streamer who's not already an affiliate or a partner is not going to be allowed to play in the Twitch Streamer Bowl finals, even if they qualified. Even more so, all of the players invited have to be in good standing with Twitch and Epic, meaning that one pro in particular who has been banned on Twitch, who was trying to qualify so he could take his father to the Super Bowl, might not be able to play now. So I'm going to talk about all of that because this streamer claims they were wrongfully banned and have never got word from Twitch. It's also made people unsure, are people like Clix going to be able to play in the finals because they're not really in the best position with Epic or Twitch, but players like Clix in particular have won the last two Streamer Bowls. So there's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. A little bit of background on the Twitch Streamer Bowl in case you missed it. It was a 2-day qualifying format in Fortnite. The first day on NA East and NA West, anyone could play. Opens division, literally anyone could participate. From that first day, the top 100 qualified for day 2. It was 6 games of set lobbies, and on NA East, the top 15 got invited straight to the Streamer Bowl. On NA West, it's the top 5. Now, the Twitch Streamer Bowl is a huge deal. This is going to take place in LA. It's going to run in conjunction with the Super Bowl and is going to be the first major LAN event of Chapter 3. So being able to qualify for that through a Fortnite tournament online is insane. A lot of pros also believing the fact that they will have their trips paid for. It'll be all expenses paid by Twitch, so flights and accommodation. I'll talk about whether that's true a little bit later, but it was a really good tournament. I don't want to go into too much details about the tournament, but honestly, I'm really enjoying watching competitive Fortnite right now. I want the ARs and SMGs to be nerfed a little bit. They are still a little bit broken, but other than that, watching Fortnite right now, especially solos, was incredibly entertaining, and we had some really good placements from some phenomenal teams. Fatch, Donnie, Cam popping off, but is in 4th place, and is the first pro and player that I want to talk about. We had Optimal Ambitions Cooper. Now, I was cheering on Cooper as a fan favorite of mine because he said the reason he wanted to qualify was so he could take his dad to the Super Bowl. That was his dream, and he said he was doing it for his dad, which just made him a massive fan favorite for me. I was getting super excited. When he placed well inside the top 15, I thought that's it. He's qualified. That's sick. But it turns out it has now been exposed that Cooper's been banned on Twitch. Now, I didn't know about this, haven't heard much about it. Cooper himself actually reached out to me because he said, look, mate, I don't know why I've been banned on Twitch. I've tried to email their customer support 10 times. I never even got a reason for my original ban. Can you help me out? I was hoping he was going to fall under the category of a lot of Fortnite pros and a lot of Twitch streamers who made their account before they were of the age of 13, and Twitch has been automatically banning a lot of these accounts. If you made your Twitch account before you were 13, I'd recommend you make a new one. Twitch doesn't then go and ban the new account that you made because now you're over the age of 13, but it's not like as if you got banned for harassment or something else on the platform where they'll then continually ban your new accounts. Apparently it's something due to child labor laws. They are enforced by law to ban these accounts because technically you can earn money on Twitch, and if you earn money on it before you're the age of 13, it's against the law. I don't know, we've covered that topic with other pros in the past, but apparently Cooper said that's not the case. I made the account when I was 14, but I still don't know why I was banned. This was really hard for me because I want to be able to help him out, but I'm completely powerless in this situation. I'm believing what Cooper said because I have no reason to not believe him, but if he has truly been banned on Twitch, and even if it is no reason, he's not going to be allowed to go play in the Twitch Streamer Bowl. We had other pros like Kanata who are still banned on Twitch, tweeting out they're not even going to play in the qualifiers because even if they do qualify, what's the point? Twitch isn't going to invite them. And if you look at the official rules, that is the case. So we saw on the Streamer Bowl challenge, which is where they're going to run the event, we saw the eligibility rules. Must be 13 years of age or older. Players under 18 years of age must have permission from a parent or legal guardian, which shouldn't be too bad for most of these players. Twitch affiliate or partner. So not only do you have to have a Twitch account, it has to be an affiliate or partner. If you guys don't know, Twitch affiliate isn't too difficult, especially not for a lot of these pros. It just means you got 50 followers and you've had an over 3 average viewers. Most of these guys will get it no problem, but if you've been banned on the platform, you definitely aren't an affiliate or partner because you can't even stream. You have to be in good standing with Twitch and Epic, which is putting a big question mark on pros like Clix, which I'll get to in a second, and must stream all participation on Twitch. So again, if you're banned, you can't do that. So for players like Cooper, that's looking really scary. And there was a few other people who qualified qualified who were like, look, I'm not an affiliate or partner, what do I do? But I feel like a lot of those streamers probably could just make those pro players could make Twitch accounts and get affiliate relatively quickly, and they'll still be able to go. But for anyone who's been banned or has a shaky history with Twitch or Epic, chances are they're just going to not invite them and roll the invite spot down to somebody else. But now, what about the streamers who have a shaky history with Twitch or Epic? We have pros like Stable Ronaldo, like Clix, who have been banned on Twitch. Clix also having his creator code taken away from Epic. Is that going to make him ineligible to compete? Now, a lot of people are confused as well, because you probably noticed on that top 15 list on NA East and on the 5 on NA West, Clix didn't actually play, despite being the 2-time Twitch rival champion, the back-to-back, and now potentially back-to-back-to-back. He didn't compete. I'm guessing because he knows he's been invited or thinks he will be invited, and rightfully so. He is the biggest Twitch streamer on Fortnite when it comes to competitive and pretty much just on Twitch in general. So you imagine he would be invited as the back-to-back champ, but now with this clause in there that he has to be in good standing with Twitch and Epic, that's a little bit concerning. I imagine most tournaments are like this. If Epic wanted to, they could easily veto the decision and say, no, we do not want that player playing in our tournament, and not allow them. But it's scaring people because it's since the last Twitch Streamer Bowl when Epic actually took away Clix's creator code. So he's kind of in a weird spot with Epic right now. I really hope he's able to play and compete, but also, if he didn't compete, is he going to be a pro or a content creator? Because the way the tournament's going to work is it's going to be comprised of 60 players, 20 trios. It's going to be 1 NFL player, 1 invited content creator, and 1 pro. But those 20 pros have already just qualified. So does that mean Clix is going to be a content creator? Because there's people like myself, I'm hoping to be invited. I'm going to be in LA in February. If I'm not invited, I'm still going to go along and just have a watch because it looks like it's going to be amazing. But if that's the case, then we're going to have pros who qualified like Muzz playing with content creators, potentially like Clix, and then with an NFL player. So it's going to be an interesting tournament all around, but people are really confused on exactly how this is going to work. And we don't really know who's been invited and who hasn't. There's been rumors of certain pros have been invited. I won't say their names in case they didn't want to make it public. They did say it on stream, but again, I'm not going to go there. But right now, it looks like not everyone's been invited. There's a whole bunch of content creators and pros that I think would almost definitely be invited, who I know from asking them haven't heard anything. So it's a big question mark. It's a little bit confusing. The next question is, are these pros going to be able to afford to go? Because I think a lot of them just assumed that it was going to be paid for. Like, they qualified for this big event. The prize is they get to go to the Super Bowl, and then Epic's going to pay them to go. But that might not be the case. If you read the actual official rules, it says players are responsible for any costs and expenses associated with prize acceptance, and use not specified herein as being provided. Additional terms and conditions may apply to acceptance and use of a prize. So players are responsible for any cost and expenses associated with prize acceptance. The prize acceptance here is qualifying and being able to play. If you are now being responsible for the cost and expenses of being able to play, that means your travel costs. You have to fly yourself there and get accommodation. So while still being a really cool prize, you get to go play alongside some of the biggest content creators, pros, NFL players. It's going to be like at the Super Bowl, huge broadcast. It's still an awesome prize. Some people would say that's priceless because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. A lot of pros less than thrilled. It's like, look, man, I qualified. I'm going to be part of this show and it's going to be awesome. But surely, you know, a big company like Twitch or Amazon could fly me out. And I get both sides of this here, but I think the way that Twitch and Epic are going to see it is they don't have to fly anyone out. 100 players played in these qualifiers. If the top 15 don't want to pay for their flights, they can just keep rolling the spots down until they find someone that does. Again, the wording's very confusing. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they are going to pay for their flights and accommodation. We'll just have to see, but it's put a big question mark on who's qualified and who's actually playing. Moving on to some other rules by Epic Games, we have the Fortnite Competitive December 2021 update. This is the last major competitive update before the new year, and it confirms what a lot of us were thinking. We have no winter tournament before Christmas. We have no Winter Royale. We have no Frosty Frenzy. It doesn't mean we might not have it at the start of next year, but unfortunately, that's it. There is no tournament. But that's not the only thing that came out of this that I wanted to talk about. We have a new competitive format coming into Chapter 3, the best of format. And I don't really think anyone's everyone's talking about this. It's kind of crazy. The way Cash Cups are now going to function is if you have 10 games in 3 hours, it's going to take your best 7 games. This is massively going to change up how Cash Cups work and how people play them. Going for last minute key games to get a few games out isn't going to work anymore. Most of the people who win Cash Cups usually win them with about 7 or 8 good games played. Very rarely do you see a team win with 10 games and they have like 3 or 4 terrible games. So it's going to be a bit interesting to see how this plays out. So in case you guys are confused, it is that simple. If you play 10 matches, they're going to take the points that get the highest from your first 7, not all 10. So if you're W King and running out of games a lot in Cash Cups, and those W Key games and eliminations are helping you rack up more points, you're now at a disadvantage. It's going to force teams to be more consistent and take every single game seriously. But in the same way, if you now have 5 or 6 really good games, you only have like half an hour of a tournament left, no longer can you jump in, try to do a W Key game to get out and get another good game, because that W Key game is nowhere near going to be better than a fully played out game, especially if you already have 5 or 6 solid games. So haven't really heard a lot of people's thoughts on this. Haven't heard a lot of pros comment on it. Honestly, don't even think a lot of pros know about it. I mean, let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on it? I think it could be pretty interesting to see how it plays out. I'm not overly against it straight away. Epic is clearly just trying to make the games more consistent. They're trying to stop people hard W keying, especially in those games right before queues close. But at the same time, this is also going to massively incentivize getting a huge first game, which has always been an issue with Cash Cups. If you're taking the best 7, you want to get a few really solid games, one especially to kick off your first 7 with like a 30-40 kill win. So I can see some pros to it. I can see some cons. I like that Epic is trying to do something different. And now that we have, you know, 2-day Cash Cup formats, I imagine this is only going to take place in the opens format. So when we have like the first day, 3 hours, 10 games, rather than the set lobby games. Surely set lobbies do not become a best of format where there's like 6 games played and they take your best 4. They haven't actually said in here that's not going to take place. They haven't said it only takes place in opens formats. They just gave the example that if there are 10 matches, they'll take your best 7. I really hope this doesn't go over to set lobbies, because that is where it will cause an issue. Because I mean, yeah, having 1 or 2 bad games and having them written off completely is kind of cool for when there's disconnects and there's issues like that, or teams that are contested. Ultimately, you still want the team that wins at the end of the tournament to be the best and most consistent across the whole tournament, not just 4 good games and then 2 absolutely terrible games and we only take the good 4. So if someone has like a little bit worse but all good 6 games, they don't beat them. It's going to be interesting to see. At the end of this blog post, we did have something about increased integrity for 2022, and it's all kind of a big gray area of like, we're going to crack down on rules, and does that mean pro players who now tweet out dumb things are going to get banned more often? I don't really know, but the one thing they did say that was substantial was to play in regular tournaments now, like Cash Cups, you're going to now need an account level of 50, previously 30 to participate, and FNC is going to need an account level of 100, and I guess this is their way of trying to combat cheaters making new accounts and then aimbotting and cheating and breaking the rules in tournaments. And while this will definitely help a little bit, I imagine if someone's going to be cheating and aiming, like soft aiming or aimbotting, it's going to be pretty easy to level up. They're just going to go into pubs and just shoot the sky, kill everyone and level up. So I'm a little bit scared to see how the reality of that actually plays out when it comes to tournaments. But hey, Epic is trying to do something about cheaters. I think there's a lot more that could be done, and hopefully they're still working on that. I think this is just an immediate band-aid fix, but I still thought it was interesting and worth mentioning. All right, guys, if you enjoyed, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.